Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all in my class. So today's class will be on Swami Vivekananda's practical Vedanta. So, what is Vedanta, or what is the main things of Vedanta? If in one line I have to say, I would say that according to Vedanta, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. What does it mean? That is, Brahma is only real, and the world we can see around us is completely unreal. Vedanta holds this idea. Now, how this idea can be practical, or how we can apply the knowledge of Vedanta in our life is the practical Vedanta of Vivekananda. So Swami Vivekananda, we all know about him. There is nothing to introduce him. And here I would, one thing I want to say here, that whenever I think of Vivekananda, or whenever I read about Vivekananda, inevitably one of the thoughts that has come to my mind, that I wish I had seen him for once only. Because he actually lives in his talks. Whenever we start reading about Vivekananda or the various books he has written, we get some kind of inspiration, from he inspires us to act in a rightful manner. Okay, so there's a very beautiful thing which he has described, that there's a fictitious difference. What is that difference? The difference is like that there is a knowledge of spirituality or religion in one hand that we have, and the our own lifestyle in other hand. So there is a gap, that gap he has talked about, that he has said that fictitious difference between these two must disappear. If we can disappear this difference, what religion is talking about, what spirituality is talking about, and what we do in our life, if the gap can be bridged, then only we can understand the true nature of ourselves, which Vedanta also was trying to advocate. If we look at Bhagavad Gita, we all know about Bhagavad Gita. If we look at that, look at the great that Gita. So what we will be able to show? So we will see that there is a call to action. So in Gita also, Sri Krishna has said Arjun to fulfill his duty, and there is a message that how can I complete our work, or how can I concentrate on my works without having any interest, or without having any purpose. So what Gita has said, that you cannot run away from your actions, you cannot run away from your duties, you cannot away from this. If you go away or run away from your actions, and you suppose you went to the Himalaya and you are sitting there and you are trying to do, or pretend to do meditate, so your mind will be dwelling, so you never, or you cannot run away from your actions. You have to fulfill your duties, you have to complete your duties. But what Gita has trying to say, that action will be a different kind of action. That action will be a desireless action. The action what we will follow will have no purpose. So that kind of action is called pure action. If we can follow that action, if we are able to do that kind of action only, we will be able to know about our true self, the true reality of human beings, rather I would say. So this is the main things of that practical Vedanta also, or in the Vedanta philosophy also. According to Vedanta philosophy, what Vedanta philosophy holds is that we do not know about our true nature. What does it that mean? That we are not aware who we are or what we are. That means we are some kind of ignorant. We are not aware at all. We think that we are this body, we are this eyes, we are this nose, we are this hands. everything that we are this body. But Vedanta holds that we are not this body. We are something beyond this body. And this true nature we do not know. We have to know this. First of all, we have to know this. The true nature about ourselves or about human beings. So what we have to do for that? We need spiritual knowledge to know this true reality. Here I will give you an example that suppose I'm a student of philosophy, so I do not know about physics. So then I can say that I am ignorant about physics, because if I would have read about that, I could have some kind of knowledge of physics. So what I have to do if I want to know physics, I have to have some kind of knowledge, or I have to acquire some knowledge so that I can know the things of physics. So similarly, if I want to know the true nature or the true reality of ourselves, what Vivekananda has said or the Vedanta has said, that we need some kind of spiritual knowledge. With spirituality, we can know the true nature of ourselves, or we can know the true nature of this world. That's why Vedanta philosophy has said that Brahma is only real, and the world that we can see around us is completely unreal. But what that Vedanta has said, that this is not mere a bookish knowledge. You cannot know this only reading some books or listening to in a lecture. You cannot know this knowledge. That spirituality doesn't come like that, doesn't come with a bookish knowledge only. So for that you have to do a rigorous practice, a regular practice. By doing regular practice, you can have that capability, or you can have that knowledge. So that Vedanta said that this is not mere bookish knowledge. So we can learn many things from the different texts of Vedanta, or we can know many things from different texts of religion, but that is not necessary. That is not enough. That has to be a living reality. If any religion or if any text, if that hasn't to be a living reality, that is merely an intellectual gymnastic. So whatever you know, whatever you have the knowledge from text or from anything, that has to be a living reality, that has to be applied in our own life. Then only something can be practical. Then only Vedanta, or the teaching of Vedanta, or the knowledge of Vedanta can be practical. So what Vedanta has also said, that now in this position where we do not know about our true nature, where we do not know what is God, what is world, we are ignorant. So we must come to a stage where we will automatically feel that we are not this body, we are unlimited, pure consciousness, and that is unchanging. So that stage, we have to reach to that stage, then only we can understand the true nature of this world as well as the true nature of ourselves. So what is the true nature of ourselves? Vedanta here would say that the true nature of ourselves or human beings is not mortal. The true nature of human beings are divine. That means human beings are identical. We are identical with divine. So can we say here that we are God? Yes, Vedanta would say yes, you are God. God is within you, but we have to have that knowledge. You have to acquire that knowledge through some techniques, through some processes. So what are those processes, or what are the techniques? So if we can be able to know those techniques, or we can follow the practices, then only Vedanta can be a practical, we can make Vedanta practical, and then only the knowledge of Vedanta we can apply in our daily life. So what are the process actually? There are certain practices. Actually what happened, our minds are scattered. Whenever I am talking you, my students, whenever you go for study, whenever I sit for studying, so you will see that your minds are full of different things. You cannot concentrate. So why it happens? Because our minds are scattered. So first what I have to do, we have to concentrate. So concentration of mind has to be cultivated. By which we can cultivate it? Concentration of mind has to be cultivated through meditation. Yes, meditation is the word that Vedanta has said, and the Vivekananda was trying to advocate that through meditation only we can concentrate our mind, or we can make our mind calm. So the first thing, if I want to make our Vedanta practical, or if I want to apply the knowledge of Vedanta in our life, the first thing we have to do, we have to make our mind very calm, and for that we have to follow the different techniques of meditation. So there are different technique or process we can to take those from any yoga tradition or yoga philosophy. And number two is love of God is to be cultivated. What does that mean? We have to love our God. That means whatever we do, whatever we are doing, we have to surrender to God. If we do this kind of work, if we do everything to our God, some kind of peace we will get. So number two is love of God is to be cultivated, and this is very important. Number two is very important, and number three is selfless work. Without doing selfless work, you cannot make Vedanta practical, or you cannot apply the true knowledge of Vedanta in your life. So what is this selfless work? Selfless work is that what Gita has said, that desireless action. I told you before that Gita has announced to do a desireless, some kind of desireless action. That is called selfless work. You have to do some selfless work. You have to practice that also. Here I will give you an example. You all know about Sarodama, the holy mother of mine. I have a picture also in my room. We all know about the mother. So there was a man who used to sweep mother's house in Jodambati. One day, what happened? He could not come because he was very sick, and then one of the Maharajas of there informed him that you don't need to come again. Whatever you will get, we will send you. You don't come. The next morning, the man came running, and he came and said to Maharaj that, Maharaj, don't do that. I do not do this work for myself. I do this work for mother. Then Maharaj was asking, you are sweeping, or you are doing this for mother? Well, yes. When I was a boy, one day I went to mother, and I asked mother, everyone is coming here. I see everyone to come to you and getting some kind of knowledge. Do I not get anything, mother, from you, or will I not get anything from you, mother? That time mother said that, yes, my boy, we will get everything. You just keep doing on your duties. So that's why I am doing my work. I am doing this sweeping. I do not do this for myself. I do this because my mother has said, that Holy Lady has said. So this is called something selfless work. You have to do your action, or you have to do something for the greater good of humanity, for the welfare of others. You will see that if you do this kind of things, if you do anything from others, now you will get immense peace from within. So this way also we can understand our true nature, that God is within us. We are identical with God. This is the true, this is the main, or this is the message of practical Vedanta of Vivekananda. What Vivekananda has said, that you have to make yourself very pure, so that you can know about yourself, and at the same time you have to love your God. You have to surrender yourself completely to God, and you have to do selfless work. And by doing these three things, you can be able to know yourself, that you are God, divinity in yourself only. And these are we can say that these are the main techniques or main highways by which we can make Vedanta practical. So as of now, this much only. If you have any question, please feel free to make me call anytime. Thank you very much.